TP, you get the privilege of starting off, and then Tony and I will chime in afterwards. Let's see where we go. John, you ready? First question, please. The top 10 stocks in the S&P 500 account for nearly 40% of the index's market capitalization. Is concentration risk real, or does the higher level of concentration actually help explain why the markets haven't had a sustained sell-off?
The answer is yes. Concentration risk is real. That in these capitalization-weighted index, when stocks like NVIDIA or Apple or Microsoft hit all-time highs, they take on, just by virtue of their market cap, a bigger percent of the index. That's why, for example, when we've seen some of those big stocks like Microsoft, like Amazon, a little bit weaker over the past few days, smaller cap indexes like the Russell have been outperforming because everything's spread out more. So concentration risk is real. Like I always say, I looked this up about 10 years ago, well, 5 years ago, 70% of the Dow 30 shares are owned by institutions. And because they always have to be invested, they can never exit these positions. So that helps keep things propped up.
Tony, is concentration risk real?
I mean, I get TP's point here, and I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You know, I have to agree, TP, with the bat on this one, and I'm going to tell you why. Because for the last 10 years, I've been talking about concentration risk at the tip of the funnel, and I've essentially, or at the top of the funnel, and I have been so worried about concentration risk, but that concern has really hurt me because I think it's been the exact opposite of what's happened. I think the few strong stocks, the top 10 or 15 or whatever, have kept this market alive in a way that I never thought was possible. They just haven't had a sell-off. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe concentration risk is on its way back at some point, but right now it feels a little weird. That's all.
It does feel a little
weird.
Okay.
Let's go next slide, John. TP, you're 18 years old, about to go off to college.
It's still a virgin, but go ahead.
What do you study?
I'm still working on that one bat.
I'm sorry.
What do you study?
Beat him.
Knowing what you know now.
I would either do math or statistics, something like that. Or right now, I would do like big data analysis, whatever, like computer, that sort of stuff. But I would also try to work while I was going to college. In other words, what I study is less important than how I do it. What I want to emerge after 4 years is, I have a degree. Look, I studied Latin, okay? That was 50 years ago. I don't necessarily think what you study matters so much as that you do well in whatever you choose, and that you either have really solid summer jobs or internships or have a job while you're going to class. I think that combination of the degree plus work experience, going forward right now, A, it would have helped me 50 years ago, and B, I think that is what employers find attractive right now.
Mr. Batista, 18-year-old Tony Batista is going to be different than a 18-year-old Tony Batista was back in the day, as they say.
Yes. I'm going to tell you what I told my own kids, or I'm going to tell myself what I told my own kids. Please don't come out with a liberal arts degree. So I don't care what you study, as long as you don't come out with a liberal arts degree. And all my children came out with a liberal arts degree. So I don't know if I'm going to listen to me either. So that's what I would suggest.
That is the stupidest piece of advice I've ever heard in my life.
I know, because you came out with a liberal arts. Because you came out with a liberal arts degree. Please, you're going to spend.
I don't like to pile on bat. I do not like.
Nobody likes to pile on bat either. But
you're gonna spend. Excuse me, you elitist SOBs. You're gonna spend $100,000.
That is the stupidest piece of advice I've ever heard.
Well, that's my advice. Look, they even took me off the screen. They only have the two of you.
I am a huge believer in getting a degree. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm a huge believer. And if you want a liberal arts degree, that doesn't hold you back one bit. Never held me back. Never held TP back. So you're
TP. Did you come out with a liberal arts degree?
Yes, you did.
I'll let TP answer.
I mean, the point.
His undergraduate degree is liberal arts, sure.
And then you went to where, TP, after that?
No, it doesn't matter. Here's my point.
Look, they're taking me off the screen.
You're going to college. All right, just thank you. Thank you.
I couldn't agree more. Production, John.
You think
James, that was great.
At 18 that you can figure out what degree is going to be most valuable in 3, 5, 10, 15 years, what skill set, with the explosion of AI, with industry changing, with innovation coming faster and faster, you have no bloody idea. So just get a degree and get it done in 4 years.
He doesn't know.
I agree with you.
He doesn't know what the market.
No idea, but come out with something.
He doesn't know what the market's going to do in 15 minutes. He has no idea.
15 minutes, 15 seconds.
Right. So you have no idea what degree is valuable. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
That's correct. But
that's the dumbest thing.
But I have to rank them in order of what I would think is most valuable, even to a person who doesn't know what they're going to do.
Literally spent 15 years on this network with you. And of all the things you've ever said, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And I've said a lot of dumb things.
And you've said a lot of dumb things. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. Can you go back to the question, John?
I stand by my answer.
Oh my God, you're 18 years old.
For crying out.
You're 18 years old. You go off to college.
Make it be woodworking.
What do you study, knowing what you know now? And I will answer this two different ways. Number one, if you want to get into the world of finance, then there are specific things you definitely should lean on as a minor or as a major. It's up to you. But if it's questions, if you're going off to college, what do you study? Knowing what you know now, whatever you want. Just go off to college and mature as an adult, mature as a person, network, make friends, figure out what you want to do. It's a very important part of your life. That's it. Bump.
There.
Let's go to the next slide. Next slide, John. The government is taking a stake in Intel, TP. It is looking to do the same with other companies. They talked about some defense companies yesterday, potentially taking a stake. Looking to do the same with other companies that accept government grants. Essentially, we're backing into a sovereign wealth fund scenario. Is that good or bad?
It is bad. I do not like taxpayer money stepping in and picking industry favorites. Okay. I don't know. Look, what are they trying to pick Intel off the bottom here? Is that the idea? I understand the whole chips and blah, blah, blah. I get that. But to think that Intel is going to make the treasury money, they're betting on random normal variables. Okay. I think in the same way that I don't like privatizing Social Security, you get these politicians saying, well, geez, look at the S&Ps. They're up, multiple times of what they were over the past 40 years. If only we had taken the money in Social Security and bought stocks. That would be the worst idea ever. Now, I am in favor of individual politicians owning shares. I have no problem with that. But this whole buying Intel or anything for the U.S. government just gets a little much into crony capitalism, favoritism. I don't like it.
Tony?
I agree with TP here. I don't know enough about the subject. I get the whole.
Nobody knows the details, so it's not. There's not a detail that you're missing out on.
It doesn't smell good on the surface to me. Like I'll quote your term. You almost seem like you're messing with Mother Nature here a little bit. So for me, I would probably not be in favor of this. I like free markets. I know we give them the defense contracts and stuff like that, but I think that also leads to kind of like now Intel has an in. I mean, if I owned 10% of a company and it was accretive to me, I would use that company, even if maybe they weren't making the best product for me. So I don't know. For me, I think this is messing with Mother Nature. I agree with TP.
Well, that's going to make 3 of us.
But if I'm paying for the college degree, I have a say.
Okay. It's going to make 3 of us because I talked about this yesterday. My issue with this, it's not that we're backing into a sovereign wealth fund scenario, because I don't think it's the exact same thing. Because this is not a separately, independently managed.
This isn't Norwegian oil.
No, I understand. This is not an independently managed sovereign wealth fund, and we are not a Middle Eastern kingdom. So I don't. The concept. I don't think we're backing into a sovereign wealth fund. I think in general, there are certain situations when the Fed and when the government has to step in if it was a catastrophic event that we needed, that they needed to get involved in. If some company was too big to fail, whatever it is. I think the challenge is when you start picking and choosing individual companies like Intel or companies with government contracts. There are so many potential conflicts. There are so many conflicts of interest. It is a very, just like Tony said, this is a dangerous path to take. I think you're opening your door up to conflicts. And again, this is not what free market capitalism is. This is anti-competitive. This is disingenuous to free markets.
I agree.
I think we all agree there.
So we all agree. Wow. One that we all agree on.
That's a bad sign.
It's a bad sign. Well, let's see if we go to the next question, what we got here. Oh, if Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce were to broadcast their wedding, would a 30-second commercial cost more or less than a 30-second Super Bowl ad?
Oh, wow.
Yes. And only because, and I pay attention to neither of these things, but I do know that I think Super Bowl viewing has been going down over the years. At least, professional sports are kind of a little bit slower than they used to be. And everybody loves Taylor Swift. I think there are probably more, what are they called? Swiftos?
Swifties, I believe.
Swiftos.
There are more Swifties. Sugar-coated Swiftos. I think there are more Swifties than there are fans of 2 teams in the NFL. So yeah, the side of the audience will make Taylor Swift's wedding more valuable.
I agree with TP. Taylor Swift wedding definitely more valuable than the Super Bowl, which is one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable, ad spotting time.
Oh, there's nothing even close to the Super Bowl. I mean,
well, this would be.
I mean, the only thing I could think that might be close to Super Bowl as far as ad value would be the World Cup finals on a global basis, but not in America.
All right.
The reason that the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce broadcasting their wedding would be bigger is because the audience that buys stuff and the female audience here would be freaking massive.
Right.
It's global. It would be, there are people all over the world that will never ever watch a Super Bowl because it'll be 2 a.m. It'll be whatever, in Europe, it'll be 7 hours difference. They're never ever watching. No 16-year-old kid or especially 16-year-old girls waking up to watch the Super Bowl at 2 a.m. But they'll stay up all night to watch Taylor Swift.
This will be like a royal wedding on steroids.
Oh, this will be twice the size of a royal wedding. Nobody cares about a royal wedding in America. Nobody wants to watch a royal wedding. But
what? Royal what?
No, this will be something there's no question. I think that this one's not even close.
I agree.
Are we all in agreement again?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Now, see, if the government wanted to invest in Taylor Swift, that I think I could understand. In other words, we're going to get behind Taylor Swift and push her as a national icon. That I would understand.
It's a dangerous path to go to. Yeah, there are countries that I'm trying to think. What country?
I looked at Taylor Swift's skew, and the risk is pointed to the upside.
I'll think of the right example. I can't believe Nasdaq's down 44 right now. What a move!
What a move is right.
Nvidia down almost $5. What a move!
What about that concentration risk?
Anyway, TP, those on the last two questions we agreed. All of us agreed on both of them. On the other ones, we're kind of mixed, but that was very good. Thank you for coming on and charming us and providing some insight and charm this morning. If you're not subscribed, subscribe right here. And if you want to meet me and the team in person at our next live event, hit the link at the top of the description.